Welcome back to the ultimate tanning salon, the Sun. Last time we defeated Colonel Beck slash Varen slash Ravana for the last time, thankfully, and now we're going to be heading into the final area of the Sun. Firstly, though, I'd just like to draw attention to the fact that because Cielo technically died and left the party earlier, I forgot to give him a Karma Ring, so I've given him back the Trick Ring. Oh, Gale has been lacking a ring too, wow. So all this time I haven't even been using the Rich Ring. But everybody else does have rings. Heat has the He-Ho ring back because I no longer need the extra defense in human form. But now with my $1.5 million, literally, I'm gonna go and see if I can grab some more mantras. Okay, we have a secret mantra unlocked here, which is just a stat boost. Vitality. Not bad. But yeah, I need to get Battle Demon and then Demon Soldier to get Power Charge on Heat. Now, Void Physical might be useful for the upcoming boss. Let me just quickly check where that is. Oh, thankfully it's on the same one as Power Charge. It's kind of funny how going this far into Wind actually puts Argilla quite close to Power Charge. Maybe that was the intent for Gale to be a hybrid attacker. Okay, yeah, definitely work on Force Resist. Gale's already working on Bolt God, you're working on Formless. This will give Seraph every Dyne and Amp, I suppose. Okay, I'm increasing. Since we're going to be getting a lot of money coming up and even more flowers to sell, I think I'm going to blow the rest of my cash on gacha. Gamble, of course they'd lock a ring called the Gamble Ring behind this system. Now, will Gambler's Fallacy kick in, or will I actually get the other one with this batch of money? Okay, I didn't get anything out of the gold boxes, but they do contain stat boosters pretty frequently, so essentially when you're farming for the super bosses, it's a nice way to basically convert your money into stat bonuses. So yeah, we got all these out of that set of gold boxes. The Gamble Ring, max damage up, min damage down. Essentially, it increases the variance of your random damage rolls, basically making you Jugger from Advance Wars, though not terrible. Since, like, regardless of how wide it ranges, even, I should probably actually demo it, honestly, but, like, regardless of how far it ranges, your damage is still fairly reliable in these games. But welcome to the purple final area of the Service of the Sun. Let's go. This area is really big, and it basically looks like, see that icon for the large Karma terminal? Yeah, this whole area is shaped like one of those lotus flowers. It might seem complicated at first, but really it's actually simple when you think about it. Landslide. Mega Earth damage, evade / accuracy down. Okay, I guess I can show that off. So that's without the Gamble Ring, and then next fight I'll put the Gamble Ring on. So down here, there's one warp there, and these two are both areas you hopefully don't want to end up in. They're endpoints of other bad warps we'll be seeing later. I just missed a chest that was back near where I started. But okay, we have Girimakalas here, so let's show Landslide with the Gamble Ring versus one of them. Yeah, see, that only did a little bit more damage. The dispersion range, I feel, is probably quite small overall. Wow, one Lilith is enough to get you halfway through Battle Demon. Speaking of which, Seraph doesn't have Devour, let's put that back on. Okay, it was around a corner, I at least have some excuse. Hero Ration. Now's not really... I mean, actually, they're alright. I've been using them a few times. While I'm here, I may as well heal. The only thing for us if we continue up is a trapped chest. So instead, we're going to go in here. And this should be our first of many warps into the central lotus. So yeah, here we are. We're in a room shaped like a triangle. So here's the thing about these triangle rooms. Of these two warps, one of them will send you backwards and the other will lead to progress. That's true of every one of these lotus petals. And once you know that, you pretty much know everything there is to know about this floor. I will say the enemies here are quite good at covering their weaknesses. However, there's nothing a little Mind Charge Reincarnate won't solve. Okay, Thor and Barong. Well, yeah, we know from before that Thor's weak to poison. Oh, wave! Somebody has counter. Yep. That pause told me that somebody had a counter skill. Fortunately, I have the revival orb. Okay, Argilla is ahead of the rest of the pack now. Seraph is pleased. No, they aren't. I already have the revival orb. I don't need those anymore. I'll put in Cielo for the enemies with ailment weaknesses. Yeah, usually you want to go up through these petals because that'll get you some items, although, apparently that gold one is actually a trap. If this is a Dekaja stone, then, yeah, that one's a trap. Oh, I was hoping it was Jack Frost. It's weird when you're not hoping for a Moikanes. Okay then. Do I have Impulse Stones? I forgot to buy another Impulse Stone. Well, okay, I guess we have to gamble on Zeodyne being your weakness. Nope. How about Zandine? Oh, I got one, okay. But I don't think I can really do much with this because I don't have any single target attacks on heat, so, well, I guess we got one. This music is still great. I'm so sad that these didn't show up until way later in the playthrough because I love the Rare Devil theme in this game. And now, all of a sudden, we're all over-leveled. Well, not over-leveled, we're all appropriately leveled. Venom Fang, Ingest, and Paralyze. Paralyze is a new skill, I believe. Part of me wants to actually start pumping strength now, but I am very close to max vitality. Chakra Pot is nice to have. Okay, so right here I'm going to demonstrate taking the wrong warp just because I want to get another mantra for heat. Did Seraph just Assassin's Creed Unity? And like, as in their face texture disappeared, but their eyes and mouth texture took a little longer to disappear? I think they may have. And now heat. Okay, we got another secret mantra from that. Esoteric 6. I believe the only esoteric mantra that we haven't unlocked now is that one. Esoteric 6 is New Banquet, Leech, and Min critical. So, kind of like the reverse of the one that gave max critical and full banquet. Yeah, Mind Stream, Power Charge, Void, Fizz, Vengeance. Most of those are pretty good skills, and Vengeance is a very good Shin Megami Tensei game. Play it if you haven't. And another Impulse Stone. So this time we'll take the correct warp, which is going to send us out to this corner of the floor. Though firstly I want to show Paralyze. Enemies stunned with normal attack. That can actually be kind of... In fact, I don't really need Quick Escape at this point. That can actually be kind of useful sometimes, given that stun makes it so that enemies can't dodge. And Demon Soldier maxed out pretty fast too. Bolt God gives Gale Mazeodyne, but most importantly, Elec Resist. You know, it's fitting, as much as I've called Gale this game's true protagonist in a lot of ways, that he gets his weakness covering skill. Well, actually, after Cielo. Cielo was technically the first to get his weakness covering skill, but first get his elemental weakness covering skill. I suppose I can get rid of Makakaja until, like, boss fights. So in here we have to get out of this loop, and then head around here, and there'll be a roundabout path that'll take us to some chests. that's the warp that'll lead to progress, but firstly we're going to take this path. Yes, I still haven't mastered Mantra and Gale, but we'll be getting to a small Karma terminal fairly soon. Surprised that wasn't a Berserk mode encounter. It looks like nearly every encounter from earlier in the sun comes back here. Nice crit there, please no stomachache. Thank you. That would be great for... Oh, actually, I was only a little bit into Demon Soldier, because you were only a first floor encounter. But yeah, you can see right here that we are on the outer outskirts of the Central Lotus Blossom. But we can go in here and grab these 3 chests. There is a very important Karma ring that can be obtained in this area, so being diligent about chests will certainly pay off. Soma drop is nice. And finally... Vital data. Gale, I guess. For some reason, I just had a feeling there'd be reinforcements. Demon Soldier is almost there. And there we go. Mind Scream, Power Charge, Void Fizz, and Vengeance. I suppose I'll take that over Paralyze right after I wanted to use Paralyze, but never really got to. Counterattack with Hunt/Death. I believe, like, I personally think that should be translated as Counterattack with Fatal Hunt, but I mean, I suppose... Anytime something attacks him physically, there's a, like, 20% chance they instantly die and get devoured. That's not terrible. Oh, right, speaking of which, I think he has a better Fatal Hunt skill, too. Yeah, in Jest. Although, yeah, I am liking the full damaging version in Consume. I suppose I could just test if this is better odds against, enemies, against frightened enemies. Oh, hi there, Pavati again. Aha! Joke's on you, I've covered that weakness now. In fact, I have no elemental weaknesses in this party. Also, since Pavati doesn't really like physical very much, this is a pretty solid party for fighting her. Especially if she does that. Will you give me your item this time? No. To get a little more money thanks to the rich ring, though. Not much reason not to use my chakra items now. And in here, we've got another couple of chests. And both of these are fine to grab. First is the chakra pot to replace one I just used. Kind of proved my point there. And a purple crystal. And for this one, the correct teleporter is this one. You know, I am really liking Battle for Survival. I don't mind it still playing in the final dungeon. Yeah, hunting is a little more iconic, but I think this is a really good battle theme. I feel like it's, like most things in DS2, it's a little underrated. Oh, and they are definitely, getting Assassin's Creed Odyssey'd. No, Unity was the one with the creepy face glitch. Okay, so there's actually going to be quite a few chests in this area. Black Pearl? What is this, Pirates of the Caribbean? Oh, right, okay, yeah. That's one of those, don't touch these chests. Even the reserves took damage. Yeah, we're, again on the outer rim of the Lotus. Hi, Arahabaki. Okay, I guess I can try this now. Yeah, that's normally a... Oh, okay. Thankfully, that pause did not mean a stomachache. But yeah, that's normally, I think, a 30% chance. Yeah, I'll have to experiment with this a bit, because, my original theory still stands. I theorized that they nerfed Devil Feast just to encourage you to use the stronger version more often. I knew that there was one element that you repelled. Yeah, against non-frightened enemies, it's still pretty bad, though. But yeah, as I said way earlier, in the first game, there was pretty much no real reason to use Ingest, because everything that you would be using Fatal Hunt on is frightened, and frightened enemies instantly die to Fatal Hunt anyway, so the normal odds don't even matter. But up here we get Great Chakra. They really want us to be fueled up on MP. And 2 Ice Walls. That's actually not super relevant to what we'll be fighting next. Well, it might be. There'll be a lot of elements we'll have to deal with. Oh, hi, gamer. It's strange that we haven't even seen the other counterpart to Pavati. He resists that, and he dies anyway because he... You really like exploding today. Kind of a strange thing to say, but oh well. If that had missed, I may have been in serious trouble. Still no item. I really hope it's not a 1% chance. That would suck. So this will take us into another quadrant of the Lotus. And according to my map, we open this door, we're going to find Naruhabaki. That's kind of a funny thing to be confronted with, honestly. I don't know, I just find glitchy stuff funny. And references to glitchy stuff also funny, usually. Okay, nice, okay. Don't know why I said okay twice, but, wow. Okay, yeah, Arahabaki's not really much of a threat to us anymore. And that was the only reason to come in here, to hear funny dialogue from Arahabaki. Reminds me of those early fan translations of Fire Emblem Thracia. Tufururu? Okay, so here we have to take this one. Which is going to spit us out all the way up here. And this is just a roundabout zigzagging path, so I suppose while I'm at this, I can... I've honestly gone through most of my topics about this game, but, I don't know if I really fully elaborated on why I compare it to Chrono Trigger, apart from the fact that, yeah, there's really no filler in this game. I already said that, I think. Okay, I would really like to find a, I think we are going to be finding a small terminal quite soon. Pterodyne, Heavy Rock, and Earth Amp. So now we've basically got Dynes for everything. Except Zeo, but, more, other people in the party have Zero Dyne. It's almost as if I knew that there were a lot of bosses in this game weak to Zeo, so I specialize in that on the Mantra grid in a lot of characters. But I suppose I could go into my speculation as to why this was kind of meant to be Atlas's attempt at making a JRPG that appealed more to the mainstream, and it didn't really work. And there are a lot of potentially cynical reasons you can say that. You could say that Persona 3 was the one that launched into the mainstream because it had social sim and waifus. Yeah, you really can't miss that chest, because you had to come through here to get the next warp anyway. Which is kind of what I've heard people say about, like, Danganronpa compared to Ace Attorney, that Danganronpa has waifus, so it kind of succeeded more. But, I don't know, it just... I want to chalk this up to lack of marketing. Okay, thankfully the small Karma terminal is here. I knew it was coming up soon. I'll talk more after I've got new mantras for everyone. Okay, Gale actually has access to the ultimate electricity skills, which, I mean, you know, maybe I'll get those one day. But I think for now, Gale's gonna go back into... Yeah, he doesn't even have his own Dyne. Yeah, it'll take a while for you to get... You know what? I'm gonna actually go for this so that maybe I can actually get Michael's Dragon Slayer by the end. So now you can get Demon Lord. Great Feast. Oh, Fizz Repel is also kind of nice. Petrify as well. That's just what I was talking about, that combo in another SMT spin-off. Gives your normal attacks a chance to petrify. Or I could go with, you do not possess the knowledge of an Amatsukami. Or I can get you more free... Okay, I think one encounter will give me access to that. And that'll give me more freedom and Karma Rings on Heat. Fittingly, Heat levels up. That didn't quite give me enough. I love how Seraph looks if you rotate the control stick just right. Okay, that's enough. Me progressing into the ice line with Roland is gonna pay off all the way here. As I immediately undeploy Heat because he's overleveled. So here the correct teleporter is once again the slightly more north one. And that dumps us out in this corner. We still have 2 more segments of the Lotus to go through, and yes, we do have to hit all of them. And I just realized that I missed something very important. Okay. Perhaps I'll traverse this area first. Maybe I won't even get the chance to. I think that's what happens if they detect physical immunity. At least I kind of assume that, because, they haven't really gone for anything like that before. Okay, just one more level on Seraph, and we have 2 stats at 99. So if we head this way, we'll reach another chest. Around this corner. Oh hey, Thor and Surt, nice Norse mythology duo. Lotus Seed. So yeah, a lot more money. Okay, it's still a bit of a way to the next warp, so... My tangent about marketing, I haven't really done a whole ton of research into this exactly, but I do know that around the time this game came out a little after Nocturne, and Nocturne had, like, some marketing, but it was mostly, like, kind of, like, attempting to cash in on potential controversy, by basically portraying it as, like, the Grand Theft Auto of JRPGs. And, like, the JRPG that your conservative Christian parents don't want you playing. Like, that is very much the kind of, marketing that Nocturne got in some regards. But even then, I don't think it did super well outside Japan. Oh yeah, that was definitely a stomachache. Actually, never have I been more glad to have an Arahabaki reinforcement. So that means that Gale's AP doesn't go to waste. Although this probably doesn't have any ice skills, which could be a major problem with these Arahabakis running around. I'll just use Ice Blast. All I need is just one freeze, and then it's basically over. Like that. Yeah, that's only +2, so that's not gonna cap out Seraph. I'd much rather wait for one more level. So we actually do have a door up here. Oh, okay, right, yeah. The door is just going to lead to some more chests, so we need to take this. There was a door earlier that I missed, and that actually led to the Karma Ring. I could have got that way earlier. I don't really remember Digital Devil Saga having much of a marketing push at all in the West, if any. And it was during, like, it was about 2005-ish, so... I don't really know how much JRPGs really caught on around that time. I mean, granted, Final Fantasy X was in 2001? Will you give it to me now? No. And it's sort of hard for me to speak on the subject of, like, were JRPGs popular or not in that era, because it's, well, I am biased because I have always been a huge JRPG fan, and I never really cared about how popular games are or how much they sold. I just play games because I like them. But yeah, the Lotus Seed was definitely worth going this far for. I'll see you back at the start of that door. I had a feeling she'd be showing up again soon. Oh, I don't have my Fatal Hunt skill, but it is nice that you can make them frightened via crits. Yeah, that definitely seems more likely to work on frightened enemies than Devil Feast is in this game. Still no item. Okay, finally Gale has Zarndine. Because at least from my casual experience, JRPGs didn't really get quote-unquote mainstream, at least the turn-based variety, until Persona 5. And that was in 2016 in the West. Okay, up here is just a wrong warp, so... we're going around here to hopefully get the right warp. This will take us to, yet this top corner, where there is another Karma Terminal, which we may as well hit, and... No, I cannot afford that. Although... I'm actually gonna warp back to the surface of the sun, unfortunately, and unload my flowers and then come back here, because I need to get that karma ring I missed. And that gave me a new shop reward. I'll take an extra medical gear. I kinda doubt he'll max this before the end of the game, especially since we don't have much left of this floor, and after that, it's pretty much just the last two bosses. So I think we take this one. Yes, so from here, I should have done this at the start. Yeah, here there is a door. And if we follow the path through this door, if we follow the path through this door, all the way around this rim of the lotus flower. Oh, hi, there you are! Narasimha, you wish to meet with my master, then wrest this sword from my hand. This is Narasimha, one of the avatars of Vishnu. So his master is actually himself. I guess that makes him self-employed. So Narasimha is basically the inverse of... Am I allowed to scan you, actually? I'm gonna try. Basically the inverse of Parvati. Narasimha is immune to physical and gun, but you want to use magic on him. He has Godslayer, that's a pretty strong skill. Demon Rage, Gate of Hell, and Ragnarok. So he's basically full-on physical, while his counterpart is full-on magic. So yeah, it's kind of cool that we're seeing him at this point. Right then. Let's go for the Pterodyne. I tend to spec more for magic parties than for physical parties. Yeah, that was easier. That was about as easy as I expected, but I did not get the sword off of him. Yeah, if you let them get a turn, they're pretty brutal. I suppose Parvati is easier if you spec towards physical on more people, but I don't really like to do that. So yeah, here we go. This is what I missed earlier. The Synchro Ring. Synchro what? Synchro reduces turn icons required for combos. This is insane. This means that you can use charge and like give yourself +1 to all stats for only one press turn. You can use the debilitate combo for only one press turn and save on having to master that really strong mantra. I was kind of wanting you to use that anyway. You can use gun combos for only one press turn. It's an amazing ring. Okay, level 56 Cielo. No extra event out of that, though. Uh-oh. Oh, no. That was what I was afraid you'd do. Thankfully, nobody died. Frightened. I don't know. Actually, this looks like a job for Heat. And Heat shall eat. Oh, okay, that can still fail against frightened enemies. Okay, then. Don't kill me, Arahabaki. Please have mercy. Oh, you're gonna explode right then. Wow, I guess that really shows just how much of an effect that your magic stat has on that. Everyone else took half, but Heat full-on died. Yeah, these enemy combos are a pain because if you want to use Expel on the Girimakalas, you have to kill off the guy in the middle. Or that could happen. Should probably be focusing the Devours on Cielo so that he gets Formless. Oh, he's really close on Formless. I'm surprised we haven't had any Berserk mode encounters yet, and now that I say that, I'm probably going to get one. There's the downside of press turn effects applying to your side while you're charmed. If you miss, you lose the turns. Okay, Gale is the only one who's level 55, though only just barely. And now we're officially back to where we were before I had to take the detour to get that Karma Ring, which was very much worth it, because I'll probably be using it against the next boss, who, by the way, is probably the hardest boss in the game, in a lot of people's opinion. Okay, we'll take this warp. And this one's going to lead us to a very small area that is just loop around here, and we'll get to the other one. As far as final areas of the final dungeon go, this is, in my view, way better than the end of the Karma Temple. The enemies who have Rage and Psycho Rage tend to use it when they're alone. But it didn't really serve them that well there. Okay, one more good Devour encounter should get me Formless. And that is 2 skill slots extra liberated on Cielo. Bit of a fancy way to say it, but yeah. So yeah, now we are at this one. This is the last Petal of the Lotus, but we can go in here to grab the last chest in the Petals of the Lotus. Lotus, not Lotus. That makes it sound like a bug. Okay, the warp there will take us pretty far back, but this one, after I'm interrupted... Thank you. This sends us to the very far north of this floor. And to... Wait for it, wait for it. Okay, finally you're in the level 56 club. This actually feels a bit low for this this upcoming fight, but yeah, we have an elevator here, which will lead to 6th layer, 3rd floor. Hi, Arahabak. Thankfully, it wasn't an ambush. I'm gonna put Seraph, Heat, and Cielo in this party, because I might help me get... Okay, hi there. Might help me get Formless and Heat's mantra mastered. Will you give me your item? Nope. I'm getting more and more annoyed with each time it fails to give me the item. But here we have a heal point and a save point. For very good reason. Because we actually have 2 little things off to the sides. Okay, we are actually allowed to enter these rooms. You are not worthy to face me. Leave at once. What they actually mean is, you haven't got lucky enough with random drops to face me. Because yeah, these are Shiva and Vishnu. To face them, you need the random drops from Parvati and Narasimha, respectively. So that'll be the closest thing this game has to post-game contents. So hopefully those drops cooperate while I'm farming. But for now I'm going to heal. And I think I may actually stay here and farm some AP until I max out Heat and Cielo's mantras. Because through that door in front of me is, like I said, the hardest boss in the game. Many guides will tell you that if you can beat this boss, the final boss should be a joke. And there's Formless. Vanity, Null Ailment. And now Heat has Ice Resist. Make sure, absolutely sure, that you've saved. Oh, hi there. Oh no. Thank you for missing with that one. I have boost and amped Argilla, so... Yeah, you should be dead to this. It'd be really funny if I got your sword. No, I didn't. Okay, first I should probably get new mantras for everybody who mastered them. Ironically, Heat now has access to the ultimate ice mantra. Sublime Ice, I'm not going to be getting it though. At least I get to see what one of the ultimate mantras looks like mastered. And like, to be honest, I really don't know what else I can do with Cielo. I'm just barely off Sublime Bolt though. I mean, sure, why not? Yeah, let's get you towards Executioner, which I think is one of the strongest physical skills in the game. And now, it is time. So, for skills, you want Void or Electrain on as many people as possible. You are going to need it. If you have Void Fizz, now is a very good time to use that too. So yeah, Heat skill slots are filled with boosting HP skills, covering his weakness, and a single physical skill and power charge. You want both physical and magical attackers for this, or you can use just magical attackers with Almighty. For magic, you just need one element with both its boost and amp. As long as it's not Elec, you'll be fine with that. Mind Charge for the combos is excellent. Make sure that you have a buff on somebody else or a debuff so that you can use the combos Debilitate and Charge. Cielo here also has Electrain, but he's gonna have to just go with Miragion, unfortunately. Doesn't even have any fire boosters to buff it. But yeah, Elec is gonna be pretty bad here. You have boost and amp on Pterodyne, as well as Tarunda and Sukukaja. Seraph also has healing. Seraph, okay, yeah, Seraph does have my best ammo, and I need the Synchro Ring on Seraph. 2 slots, huh? I suppose I can buff up Seraph's agility. You no longer need the He-Ho Ring. Perhaps you could check the Change Ring for action economy, potentially. I wouldn't mind SP Magic Ring. And let's use this for even more magic. Getting pretty lucky with these high-grade gems. Okay. There's a strange presence. One that previously killed Roland and Argilla. Here he is, big boy Meganada. Cutting straight to the point. So, this is Meganada. Meganada is insane. Meganada starts with the shell closed, which means he is in his physical mode. In physical mode, all magic works, but he nulls physical and gun. Well, all magic works except Elec. And he mainly just uses physical attacks. They are, however, absurdly strong. So, to start, we're gonna go straight for the charge combo, which will only cost me 1 press turn thanks to the Synchro Ring. You are gonna go ahead and, how about you pass so I can set up Void Fizz, which is a bit expensive in terms of MP, but it's probably gonna be worth it. And now you can, let's Debilitate, actually. I mean, we've kind of since proven that, 1 charge and 1 Debilitate is better than, 2 charges because of the diminishing returns. Yeah, that can get very scary if it hits the same person multiple times. However, 2 charges is definitely nice to have. So, Meganada changes his phases based on his health dropping. Let's go for another Debilitate. His second phase does have a scripted Dekunda, but there is a way to skip that. After he loses 10% of his HP, and yeah, overkill much, that's just his normal attack animation. After he loses 10% of his HP, then he's going to go into his next phase. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and charge again. Oh, I have Levitine as a combo with Fire Boost and Amp. That might be nice to use. So yeah, let's actually go another Void Fizz. Just sort of setting up here, and I'm actually going to try out Levitine. Also a defense down. That's not a lot of damage. So 1,000 damage should be the first phase switch. So let's go ahead and see how much Fire Boost, Fire Amp, Argilla does. Yeah, that's a bit more. Not a whole ton more, but it's a bit more. Okay, so he is gonna be soon going into his next phase. Fortunately, you will know when to use the Electrain. In preparation for his next phase, I'm gonna have Heat Power Charge. Yeah, here's phase 2. He uses Black Bhakti to telegraph that he's about to use a very strong physical Yeah, physical or mighty damage. So Void Fizz is not gonna help with this. He's still in physical mode though. Okay, hit you with that. He should be almost down to 20% right now. I should say thank you to Yuzu on YouTube for providing a list of his AI in their low-level challenge run of this. I think I'm just gonna debilitate. Get him down to absolute minimum stats. Here it comes, Virage Blade. That's fully debuffed and me fully buffed, by the way. Yeah, that's, beyond terrifying. I think I'm actually just gonna go ahead and fully heal up. Okay, saying Indra, that means you're swapping over using Moksha, which is actually the Hindu term for, escaping the cycle of samsara, of death and rebirth. Moksha is the ultimate goal of the religion. But now Meganada is in magic mode. In magic mode, he nulls all magic and drains Elec, and is vulnerable to physical attacks. Now, it's at this point that I want to go with, Almighty skills. However, I'm going to have to start using Debilitate again, just because he got the script of Dekaja. You can skip this if you get him down to 30% health, in which case he'll use Black Bhakti instead of Dekaja. But, okay then. Don't actually need to innovate right now. But in fact, I'm gonna actually go straight for a second Debilitate, just so I really need him as debuffed as possible. Yeah, he'll be using every single magical element here. And he has 4 press turns in this form, by the way. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, get an Impulse Stone before this fight. Yeah, having a no-weakness party is incredibly useful here, because he uses every single element ad nauseum. Oh, right then. Gale is no longer charged, however, you see, the moment that I swap you into human form to start using that stuff, I'm gonna not have Debilitate, so... He does have Debilitate, Dekaja, and Dekunda in this form. Maybe I shouldn't actually Debilitate him all the way, just in case. So in that case, let's set up a Mind Charge on Seraph. Gale doesn't really need to do much. He can probably be my designated item user for this phase. Because Heat is already Power Charged, so he can go with a Power Charge Skull Cleave. Pretty nice damage there. Yeah, I thought you'd be using Black Bhakti. Meganada focuses its power. Also, he uses ailments. Yeah, Meganada is just everything, pretty much. Okay, so at this point, I don't need to worry about healing, because if I set up Electrain, his next attack is going to fully heal me. So, I guess I can go for the Mind Charge Reincarnate here. This is going to be pretty draining on my MP, but no reason not to use all my... In fact, like, no... Honestly, like, just pop Somas here when you need to. There's really no reason not to use them at this point. Okay, he's taken a bit of damage. I'm not really fully keeping track of his health, so... There's a chance I may push his phase before I'm ready. As long as it's not the final phase, though, I'm not too concerned about pushing his phase. So yeah, he should be using Meru Thunder now. Despite him saying Indra a lot, he doesn't actually change his AI behavior if you have Roland in your party. But yeah, Meru Thunder. This is named after Mount Meru, which is considered the center of the world in Hinduism and Buddhism. Meganada's design is so cool, though. Like, I love this design. It's amazing. Just all these mouths, and the fact the middle mouths are actually like giant, like, tentacles that reach out with certain attacks. It's just... I want an action figure of this. But, okay, I don't need to Electrain again. So in that case, I'm actually just going to pass and then go for a Skull Cleave off of Heat. Okay, I am Mind Charge, right? So I can go for the Reincarnate. Now, I probably am pretty close to pushing his phase again. The main phase you want to watch out for is when he hits 25% health, though. Okay, he's using Moksha to swap back to physical mode. He's just going for Armor Puncher repeatedly. so glad that I have nearly max vitality on Seraph. Okay, he's just going for regular attacks on everyone. Yeah, that hurts an awful lot. So, okay, he should be around 40%, so at 60% he'll swap back to magic mode. Now, this phase does mean that I can use some magic attacks at this point, but that means I need to go for Void Fizz on Heat. I should probably heal, though. Let's just go ahead and do that. And yeah, now, like, thankfully this phase is shut down pretty effectively by Void Fizz, but you're not guaranteed to have that at this point. It also only has 2 press turns, so the magic phase is 4 press turns. I can save on a bit of MP by using Argilla. Oh no, he's in red. This is not good, because that means that his next form change is gonna be his ultimate mode. In his ultimate mode, Meganada, in fact, I'm gonna pop a Impulse Stone now, just to be completely certain. I know I had one. Oh, here we go, it's at the bottom of the list. Okay, Impulse Stone. Yeah, let's go ahead and use the Impulse Stone here. Because in this phase, he can use Black Bark Tea and then the super move in the same turn. Yeah, let's just reincarnate. Let's reincarnate his face off, or rather, make sure he doesn't reincarnate. I mean, technically speaking, if he's achieved Moksha, he should never be reincarnating. Okay, he takes that much damage. Eyes Undyne again, I'm not sure if, Okay, he's down! Right. That was, less painful than I expected, but, thank you, Impulse Stone. But yeah, seriously, popping Impulse Stone is for the best at the end there. So, I made that fight look easier than it probably should be, but I was very, 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 very prepared. Very prepared. Oh, and, oh, now you get your belated weakness covering. And, you know, fitting that I get max vitality off of that fight. But with that, there is nothing else standing in our way. We have here a small data node, the final small data node in the sun. Because up that glowing platform is our meeting with God. And if you know your Shin Megami Tensei, you probably know what that will entail. There is, however, no large karma terminal here. So if you want to go back and do farming for Shiva and Vishnu's items, or get some more grinding in, or sell items at the mart, or buy things, you have to make your way back through the 6th layer of the sun again. Which isn't too bad to navigate once you know how, but it's still a little annoying. But I'll be leaving that to post-game, because next time, it'll be time for Cielo and Gale's competition. Which one can win over God, or will it be neither of them? See you next time for the finale of the Digital Devil Saga story.